Welcome to Yoga with Subhash. In this segment, we will be doing a few of the asana and pranayama practices that will help you stabilize or improve your thyroid function. So let's get started. Sit in a very comfortable cross-legged position. Try to keep the spine tall and vertical, upright. And just for a few moments, we will watch the flow of breath at the tip of the nose. Just observing the breath, becoming aware of the flow of breath helps us stabilize the mind, calm and soothe the nerves, and prepare us for our yoga session. Okay, so we'll start with this brief sequence called the cat and cow stretch or the Asana. So come up on your hands and knees, position the hands directly under the shoulders, vertically under the shoulders, spread the fingers wide, flat and firm palms, knees under the hips. As you inhale, lift the head up, tailbone up, lower the navel down toward the floor and look up. It's a light arch in the spine. As you exhale, we round the spine, and to do that, lower the chin down to the chest, lift the navel up toward the ceiling, tuck the tailbone in. Do this a couple more times. So as you inhale, arch in the spine by dipping the navel down, looking up, head up. Exhale, round the spine, chin resting on the sternum, navel lifted up. And when you finish the next round, bring the spine back to the neutral position for a moment now. And I will repeat this same movement for 2 more breaths, but this time add the element of the chin lock or the Jalandhar Bandha at the end of each exhalation. So when you finish the exhalation, you will lower the chin down, rest it on the sternum while holding the breath, and only when you want to inhale, you will lift the chin up. So start with an inhale, lift the head up, tailbone up, dip the navel down, arch, and as you exhale, round the spine, lift the navel up, lower the chin down. Once you're in the position, hold the breath for as long as comfortable and rest the chin on the sternum area. This chin lock is what is going to give us a very nice massage of the thyroid glands. Whenever you want to inhale, release the lock, and then again while inhaling, create an arch in the spine, lifting the head up, tailbone up, dipping the navel down. And repeat the sequence one more time. When you're done with the full sequence, once again, bring the spine back to the neutral position now. And then, if you're comfortable, you can sit up in the Vajrasana, which is to rest your buttocks on your heels. If this is not comfortable, you can sit in cross-legged position. We will do this pranayama practice called Kapalabhati. In Kapalabhati, the technique is to throw the breaths out in short bursts of breath and at the same time suck the belly in. What we will also add is the element of breath retention and the chin lock again at the end of exhalation. So we'll do exactly what we did in the cat and cow stretch. So we'll do the Kapalabhati a few breaths, maybe 40 to 50 breaths. At the end of Kapalabhati, we will exhale completely and then hold the breath. And while holding the breath, apply the chin lock, resting the chin on the sternum area. So let's get started. So forcing the breath out, sharp burst of breath and belly in. And now exhale completely and forcefully. And once you've fully exhaled all the air from the lungs, apply the chin lock while holding the breath. So lower the chin down to the chest. That's the chin resting on the sternum area. Hold the breath for as long as comfortable. It's called the chin lock. When you want to inhale, release the lock, lift the chin back up. Inhale from your right nostril. So close the left side with the ring finger of the right hand. Inhale from the right side. It's a very deep, soft inhalation. And then finally exhale from the left side. Deep, soft exhalation. And then just when you're done with the full sequence, get back to your natural rhythm of breathing. We'll do a few of the asanas which are normally considered very helpful for maintaining a healthy thyroid function. So lie down on the back now. Relax for a couple of breaths here on your back. We'll start with the Setu Bandhasana, which is the bridge pose. So bring the feet together, bend the knees, bring the heels very close to the buttocks. Arms alongside the body, palms facing down, and then slowly as you push with the feet down, lift the buttocks up. So once the buttocks are up high, join the hands together under your back, interlock the fingers, pull the hands away from you. At the same time, one by one, roll the shoulders back so you can lift the chest up high. When the chest lifts up high, it comes close to the chin, and that's what gives us a nice massage of the thyroid glands. So maintaining pressure with the feet will lift the buttocks up, thighs up higher, keeping the shoulders nicely rolled back. We'll lift the chest up higher while the chest will come very close to the chin. It's important that you don't try to push the chin down to the chest. Only the chest should be lifted up to come close to the chin. And you can stay there for a little bit longer if you're comfortable. Otherwise, we can come down slowly, bring the arms out from under the back, release the back down to the floor, stretch the legs out straight, and relax for a few breaths here now. So that asana was called the Setu Bandhasana or the bridge pose. And next we'll do the Sarvangasana, which is perhaps the most important pose for a very healthy thyroid function. Now, if you're not comfortable practicing Sarvangasana without support, you may want to go ahead and get the support of the wall. If you're not sure how to do that, please visit my blog or my YouTube channel and get instructions on how to practice the shoulder stand against the wall. Or you can also get more detailed instructions on how to do it without the wall support. So now bring the feet together and slowly begin to raise the legs up. Keep the legs straight if possible. Bring the legs up to a vertical position. Pause. And then try to swing the legs all the way back overhead. First bring the legs parallel to the ground behind you. And then using the palms for support, begin to lift the buttocks up. At the same time, lift the legs up to a vertical position. The goal in Sarvangasana eventually is to bring the heels, buttocks, and the shoulders in a single vertical plane. Now that may or may not happen for you, but that's okay. Do the best you can. And as I mentioned, if you need the support of the wall, that might help you come into the pose and you can still derive all the benefits from that pose. So you may want to adjust the position of the hands on the back so that the buttocks get lifted up and the legs also eventually come up as close to being vertical as possible. And in your own practice, you can maintain this pose for anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes. But in our session today, we will not hold it that long. We'll first do what's called the half halasana or the half plow pose. So keep the right leg vertical, lower the left leg down, very close to the floor behind you. Pause there momentarily. Then bring the left leg up vertical while bringing the right leg down behind you. It's called the half plow, Ardha Halasana. And now bring both the legs back up vertical. Pause there briefly. And now practice the full halasana. So we'll bring both the legs back overhead behind you slowly and try to bring the toes closer to the floor. If they do not touch the floor, that's fine. You can just keep them hanging in the air, making sure that your neck and shoulder, they remain very comfortable. If you are comfortable, try to bring the toes touching the floor behind you. It's a great stretch for the thyroid glands because now the chest and the chin are making contact, massaging the thyroid glands very effectively. And again, you can maintain this pose for a little bit longer if you like, but we'll try to get out of the pose very slowly now. So begin to first release the back down to the floor very slowly, and when the tailbone touches the floor, your legs should be vertical at that point. Pause there briefly, and if comfortable, slowly, without bending the knees, bring the legs down back to the floor now. That's the sequence of the Sarvangasana or the shoulder stand. And relax for a couple of breaths here. The counter stretch, which is highly recommended after Sarvangasana, is the Matsyasana or the fish pose. And to do that, first sit up on the elbows and place the palms under the buttocks. Palms could be facing up or down, that's your choice. Once you place the palms under the buttocks, you roll the shoulders back to lift the chest up, roll the head back, and try to position the head on the floor very lightly. Now it's important that your head is resting on the floor but not pressing against the floor. It should be very lightly positioned on the floor. It should not be hanging in the air. So make adjustments to the position of the elbows so that eventually your head is resting on the floor. And again, just maintaining that mental awareness that the shoulders remain rolled back, which will keep the chest lifted up, and you're tilting the head back, almost trying to look at the wall behind you. This is also giving a lot of good massage to both the thyroid as well as the parathyroid glands. So a lot of their functions are getting a good improvement, good massage. When you want to come out of the pose, sit back up on the elbows one more time, and for a few moments lower the chin down to the chest, which is Jalandhar Bandha. Stay there for a few moments with the chin resting on the chest now, on the sternum area. And then very slowly release the back down, shoulders and the head down on the floor. So that's the combination of the Sarvangasana, Halasana and Matsyasana. Three of the most highly recommended poses for improving your thyroid function. And finally, we will do this pose called the Viparita Karani, and you can either do it against the wall or again without the wall support. So what we will do is to simply keep the legs straight, keep the palms facing down, and raise the legs up slowly and bring them to a vertical position. It's a simple pose but very effective in improving blood circulation throughout the body and also relax the thyroid glands. And you can again try and maintain this pose for a few, maybe a couple of minutes if you like. But here we will begin to come out of the pose very slowly. Again, keep the legs straight as you slowly release the legs down to the floor. And relax now for a moment. And then slowly come back up to a sitting position. And sit in any comfortable cross-leg position. We will do one more pranayama technique, pranayama practice. It's called the Ujjayi Pranayama. Now, there's an Ujjayi breathing technique wherein you constrict the passage of the breath at the base of the throat, the glottis area, which will make a slight hissing like an ocean wave-like sound. Okay, so that's called the Ujjayi breathing technique. It sounds like this. So the friction is happening at the base of the throat as opposed to happening in the nasal passage, which is the normal breathing practice which we do. So normal breathing, if I were to exaggerate, it sounds like this. That is when you create friction in the nostrils area. Okay, but now we are creating friction here, causing the Ujjayi technique of breathing. Now we'll use that breathing technique and practice this pranayama practice. It's called Ujjayi Pranayama. So in this one, we will breathe in through both the nostrils, very deep Ujjayi breath. We will call it a three-part breath. Three-part indicating that you will first start by filling the belly out, then expand the chest sideways, and finally lift the upper chest and the collarbones up. That's inhale. Now, at the end of inhalation, we are going to hold the breath, and while holding the breath, we will apply the Jalandhar Bandha or the chin lock again, which will rest the chin on the sternum area. Again, that's what will give us a very nice massage of the thyroid glands. And you'll hold the breath for as long as you're comfortable. When you're ready to exhale, release the lock. That means lift the chin up, close the right nostril with the right thumb, and exhale very deep Ujjayi breath from the left nostril. Okay, so we'll do this 3 or 4 breaths, okay, at your own pace. Your breathing capacity will guide your pace. So very deep inhalation through both the nostrils. Hold the breath at the end of inhalation. Apply the chin lock by resting the chin on the sternum area. And then release the lock, lift the chin up. Exhale only from your left side. When you're done with your final sequence, which will be the final exhalation from the left nostril, at the end of that sequence, release the hands down and then continue with your normal rhythm of breathing. So in this session today, we practiced a few of the asana and pranayama sequences that will help us strengthen the thyroid function. I hope you enjoyed practicing with me using this video. I would love to hear your feedback or any comments that you might have, and I look forward to seeing you back in a future video. Namaste and have a wonderful rest of the day.